Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hello, Ramakrishnan, how are you doing? I can't hear you.
What, sir?
Okay, can you hear me clearly? Because you said something, I couldn't hear you.
Yes, sir. I am audible. You.
Okay, okay, great.
எல்லா போட்டேன் இதுல படிக்க முடியாது.
Hi, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening,
Hi,
Kannan. How are
everyone,
you?
sir.
Awesome, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Great. Kannan, do you remember Ramakrishnan uncle? He's here as well.
Yes, I really recognize them.
Kannan, JK Anna, are you a friend of JK Anna, right?
Sorry, your voice is kind of fading away. What do you ask me, JK?
No, JK. You're a friend of JK.
Yes,
Jay
yes.
Kumar.
We worked together back in 95, 96. That was in Hindustan Motors. He worked there as a graduate engineer. So I was a diploma engineer there. So kind of we built a good friendship at that time. So we used to fight a lot, by the way.
Okay.
இனிமேதான் சாப்பிடணும் மதியானம் வந்து just
Kalpana, can you mute everyone, Kalpana?
Hello.
Okay. Kalpana, have we started live streaming? Start பண்றீங்களா?
பண்ணியாச்சுக்கா.
இதோ தாரேன்.
Hello?
ஆயத்துக்கு.
பண்ணியாச்சு. Okay, okay. Okay. Now, Kannan, let's start. Let's begin, yeah?
Yes, please.
Okay. Evening, everyone. It's been a while since we had a proper session, and I'm glad we're starting it with Kannan. Kannan has been எங்களுக்கு previous ஒரு session செஞ்சிருக்காரு, and he has supported us in phone verification as well along with his wife. So it's எங்களோட நிறைய நாள் journey SEEEDS ஓட travel பண்ணிட்டு வராரு. But then I thought it might be a good, so we're restarting all the sessions again, and I thought it would be nice to have Kannan here. So Kannan initially he started it in IT, இதில் தான் start பண்ணாரு. But then I'm going to talk to him about, now he's I think he was a software development program management. இதில் எல்லாம் இருந்திருந்தீங்க தானே? Kannan, am I right?
I started my career as a design engineer, mechanical engineer after completing diploma.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I've done quite a few roles.
And what made you switch to what you're doing right now? Is there anything, because it's like a complete difference for sure than anything. So what was the reason you decided to, and how did you develop the interest in marathon and running? Yeah. It'd be nice if you were with us.
It's a long journey. It looks like a very short time. So it's been 32 years since I started working. Okay. I think there's somebody speaking in between. So is it possible for you to mute all the line? See, Kilavani. All right. Thank you. Really appreciate that. The journey started back in 89. Then that's where big switch happened. Okay. ஒரு ஊட்டி ஒரு மலைவாசி. Okay, so you can actually see my t-shirt has a hashtag ultra Malaivasi. The ultra is something that got added recently, but otherwise I'm a Malaivasi. ஊட்டியில தமிழ் மீடியம் ஸ்கூல்ல தான் படிச்சேன் 10வது வரைக்கும். இங்கிலீஷ்லாம் தெரியாது, ஒன்லி எக்ஸாம் எழுதி பாஸ் பண்ணிடுவோம். எப்படியாவது ஒரு போட்டு மக் அடிச்சு எக்ஸாம்ல பாஸ் பண்ணிடுவோம். I also got really good marks in 10th standard. Then my dad set a path for me. He said that நல்லா ஒர்க் பண்ணணும்னா 3 விஷயம் பண்ணணும். ஒன்று டிப்ளமா படி, 3 வருஷத்துல வேலை கிடைச்சிடும். அதுக்கப்புறம் வேலை பண்ணிட்டு கல்யாணம் பண்ணி செட்டில் ஆகலாம். Okay, so that's the advice that he gave me. But of course, I followed that advice very sincerely. Diploma, PhD Polytechnic, Coimbatore, 3 வருஷம் படிச்சேன். அப்பதான் I started getting different perspective. I started looking up to my professors, started looking up to senior students, also those engineering students. A lot of them were speaking English. I didn't know how to speak English. I didn't know how to construct proper sentences. I always had a fear that I'm a pacing or a spelling mistake or by another. Okay. So there was a desire in me that said that, okay, I need to be a constant learner throughout my life. So diploma முடிச்ச உடனே எனக்கு வேலை கிடைச்சது. At the age of 18, I started working. My daughter now, she jokingly says that that's child labor. Nobody should be allowed to work at the age of 18. So 3 years diploma, then I joined Hindustan Motors as a product engineer. So at that time I did diploma 3 years in mechanical engineering. But then that during that 7.5 years, my life transformed because I decided to pursue engineering. I did evening college, 4 years. Panipathe, 4 வருஷம் பெங்களூருக்கு வந்து படிச்சேன் evening college. So it's like 7 days I had to work and study and also attend classes, BMS College of Engineering. So the B முடிச்சோன்னா I got some perspectives. I actually wanted to do IT, software IT engineering. 95, 96, Infosys was a big deal. Infosys, Satyam Computers. Wipro was just getting into the IT domain. So I was so fascinated. I said, okay, I want to become a software engineer. And very simple reason is they were getting a lot of money. So we could hear stories like, okay, even the driver in Infosys got a lot of stocks and shares. And said, okay, even I said, okay, I want to make some money. But unfortunately, my dream was stopped there. When I got the engineering admission, the professors and also the principal said that you're going to get admission in mechanical engineering only because you have studied in mechanical engineering diploma. So you cannot do computer science, you'll be a failure in your life. So reluctantly I accepted because I wanted to do the BE very desperately. So 7.5 years later, I switched over to IT industry as a consultant. Okay, so CAD, CAM, CAE. So these are things that excited me. So fast forward, I've done a lot of work in delivering training, computer design, product data management, a lot of consulting work. I used to travel a lot, started learning English. So my first love with this English started by subscribing to Reader's Digest. Okay, then I also go through a lot of small anecdotes, stories, and jokes. And I used to carry flashcards in my pocket and then empty diary so that whenever there is a new word that I found very interesting, then I would write about this and also go back home and then refer to Chambers Dictionary and also Oxford Tamil to English Dictionary. அதை வச்சு எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் compare பண்ணிட்டே இருப்பேன். So that kind of became a hobby. And then definitely on the training that I was doing, I had an opportunity to develop communication skills and I become very confident. That gave me a good perspective because I was able to communicate. I was able to reach out to a lot of people. And 2016 is when a big change happened. I decided to quit my job and a really good job, leadership role in Siemens Industries Software. Then I decided to quit my job and I started chasing my dream. Okay, so right now, if you see 7 years after 25 years of working, last 7 years I've been running my academy. I'm doing really good. So the reason for this switch is very simple. If you remember the title for this session, is all about the art of developing endurance. So what is endurance? So this is a big question. Endurance means, you basically, your capacity, you're building a capacity to last or withstand for a long period of time, undying. It's like Duracell batteries. Just imagine we used to see the advertisement of Duracell battery. Duracell batteries never die. So probably that also caught on to me. So can I do something that I will never stop? Okay. And the answer at that time was running. Okay. I somehow enjoyed the aspect of running, going for multiple hours. So I started dreaming about doing one ultra marathon. It's called the Comrades Marathon in South Africa. So there's a distance for the Comrades Marathon between two cities called Pietermaritzburg and Durban. It's 90 kilometers. Okay, so I started dreaming about this race. So can I run 90 kilometers? Can I continuously go and train and develop? So that was the desire for me to develop or pick up this as a serious hobby, running. I did that. I actually went to Pietermaritzburg back in 2014. The first race was a big failure because I did something called as overtraining. எக்ஸாம்ல நம்ம நிறைய படிச்சுட்டு போய் நம்ம படிச்ச விஷயம்லாம் கேட்காம புதுசா ஏதாவது கேள்வி கேட்ட எப்படி இருக்கும் அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு. ஸோ ஓவர் ப்ரிப்பேர்ட். But the thing about sports is there are a lot of chances of injuries and it started constantly bothering me. Okay, so that particular race, I did not finish. I actually ran 45 kilometers. I quit. I aborted. Comrades Marathon is very special because it is run by close to 18,000 people. And this is one of the oldest and the longest ultra marathon road races in the world. It's a very inspiring time because when you go there, you're seeing 18,000 people around you. They're all having a single goal of running 90 kilometers. But then my first journey was aborted at 45th kilometer. I decided to quit. I couldn't run. My legs were hurting. But then I was thinking, okay, how can I develop the art of running 90 kilometers? So that's when I looked into science as an answer. Okay. So then I realized that, okay, so I'm not training correctly. I'm not understanding my body correctly. So I should be knowing more about my physical system, physiological system, the endocrine system, the circulatory system. How do I develop a heart and also musculoskeletal systems that will help me withstand 90 kilometers? So that's how it started. So then I started learning more about the science behind training. Okay. So 2016, I did my certification. Then I said, okay, I'm not going to continue my IT job. So I'm going to become the world's best coach. So that was my desire. Okay. So I said that I'm going to jump into an unknown area because that's what endurance sports have taught me. Every ultra marathon that I ran, just to give an example, ultra marathon I ran in 42.2 kilometer. This is the full marathon. This is when I say marathon, it's 42.2 kilometers. But ultra marathon is anything above 50 kilometers. I was not happy with marathons because everybody was doing marathon. I want to do ultra marathons. So that's how my journey started. And then maybe I've done way too many ultra marathons. It gave me a perspective, a little bit of arrogance that I can do anything in my life. I can be successful in my life if I put my mind to it. So I quit my job in 2016. I quit my job. I didn't have any plan. I didn't have any idea of what I was doing. But one thing I knew that there is a thrill of going through this unknown journey. There's a thrill, there's an adventure to it. Then I told myself that I'm going to be faster the second half of my life. So when I say faster, so that's what the negative split, the title of this session is about art of developing endurance and negative splits. Now, how do I achieve a negative split in my life? How can I be better, faster, stronger, and at the same time caring and compassionate towards others? How can I help others? Because we cannot control what happened in the past. I knew that I could control the second half of the journey in my life. So that's how it started, Nivedita. It's a long answer, but sorry, because it's like last 32 years I've been doing something. I get bored. I get bored doing the same thing again and again. I always had this idea of, okay, can I make somebody else do my job? If somebody else can do my job, I can do something else. So that's what kept me going on through this journey. You're mute. You're mute, Nivedita. You're on mute.
Oh, can I ask you a personal question, Kannan?
Yes.
It's like, when you want to quit a job, like you're in a well-settled role and you're like in a leadership role and you're in a nice company, good company. When you wanted to quit a job, did you have a financial stability, Kannan? Because that's needed there, right? When you want to quit a job, you have a family, you have to look after them. What would you tell our students if they want to go behind chasing their dream, but when they don't have a financial stability, how do they choose between dream and looking after their family? And because it's very important that they need to have a balance, right? So how would you, how did you find your experience to be?
Yes, that was a problem. I won't say that I found the answer to all my questions. சின்ன வயசுல இருந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா என்னோட அப்பா அம்மா 2 பேரும் வீட்டுல வந்து they'll discuss everything. As a family, we will discuss everything, all good things, bad things about the financial situation, how much my father was earning at that time as a school teacher. We were not from a very poor family, but we were self-sufficient. But there were no savings. There were no savings that, okay, only valuable samblam vanda you can lead a life. That's
exactly.
kind of situation.
That's why I wanted to lose that chunk from your monthly, you must அந்த ஃபியர்லெஸ்ஸா வந்து அந்த கான்ஃபிடென்ட்டா ஒரு விஷயத்தை எடுக்கிறதுக்கு what made you do that and what gave you the confidence and what would you advise எங்கட நம்ம ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு like அந்த ட்ரீமுக்கும் இதுக்கும் சேஸ் பண்ண how would you explain that to them Kannan?
That would be a very simple answer, Anthony, because I'm made up of certain things. My life is very, very unique, right? Like that, each one of us have our own unique life. So the one thing that definitely helped me was my parents would always talk about their importance of savings. Importance of savings. நம்ம 50 ரூபாய் சம்பாதிக்கிறோம்னா, can you save 25 ரூபாய்? Okay, can you save that money? You don't need to be a miser, but can you be frugal? Can you think about spending money? Can you think about asking where you want to buy a cell phone? Nowadays, I see a lot of youngsters having iPhone and they buy a big bike, and then nowadays loans are available. We didn't have a choice. கடன் வாங்குறதுங்கிறது it's அவமானம். If I have to take loan from somebody, it's like a shame. Okay, so that was there in my mind all through my life. Before quitting my job, I would save a lot of money, but it doesn't mean that we were leading a poor life. No, I've always given the best to my family in terms of their lifestyle, their experience. But then, if you have to save more money, you have to earn more money, right? That is also there, right? So if you want to put a big chunk of money and save a big chunk of money, but that may not be the case as a beginner. Somebody is starting a career. If your monthly salary is 1,000 rupees, please see if you can save 500 rupees, right? So that gave me a confidence. Of course, if I could go back in time, 2016, let's say the day I quit my job, I looked at my finance, I looked at my numbers. I said, okay, if I don't work, I'll probably survive 2 years. Okay. So I'll survive 2 years. If I don't work for the next 2 years, my family will continue to lead the same life for 2 years. But then that's the window that is available for me to reach that stage. But you won't believe, last year, the 2 years, I was not even making money. My first month's salary earning as a coach was 2,000 rupees. This was 2016. Where I was getting a really plumpy salary from Siemens. Okay, so it's 2,000 rupees, but somehow this belief system, I constantly learn. I always learn a lot. I'll keep doing some micro programs. Right? I've done diploma, I've done my engineering, I've done my project management professional, I've done my Six Sigma, green belt, black belt, master black belt. So I was learning constantly. So that gave me an idea to survive. It basically gave me survival skills. And then running ultra marathons gave me survival skills. How can I run 90 kilometers? How can I do 100 miles? How can I do multiple year after year? How can I improve as a sports person? So all these things, it's a combination of things. There's one straight answer that I can tell all these lovely future leaders and then aspiring business people here. I don't have a simple answer. So it's something that you need to start dreaming right from the day one, because that's why I said the first half of life is not in my control. There's so many things happen in my life which was not in my control. But at one point in time, I said that, okay, I'm going to decide what I'm going to be doing the second half. I'm sure a lot of these children, they're doing certain program. It could be BSc math, or playing cricket for that matter, or soccer for that matter, because the parents have asked them to do so, right? So it's something that you may not enjoy doing now. But one thing that I've learned is it doesn't really matter. I'm going to turn 50 this year. Next month, I'm going to turn 50. But I've done something that I never thought I would do in my life. That is, I've done my master's in sports performance coaching. It's a completely science-driven program. So I'm into research, I'm into science, I'm into coaching. My academy has got about 50 serious recreational runners. So these are all business people. They've got a family to do, they've got a business to run, they are employed somewhere. But they all have their goal to achieve something through running. So they come to my academy and I coach them. Okay. So going back to your question, Nivedita, so did I have financial stability? Yes, I had a roadmap for about 2 years. I could survive if I did not work. But then I had to work hard to get here. I've gotten to a level 7 years later. I'm called as Coach K. I'm the race director of 2 ultramarathon events. My academy is in Bangalore. It's inside the Padukun Rabbit Center for Sports Excellence. A lot of beautiful things have happened. Was the journey easy? No, hell no. It was not easy. I had to constantly work. But then one thing, when I quit, I wrote something. The 2016, when I quit, I wrote something in LinkedIn that I'll measure success by the number of days I wake up with a smile in my mouth. Okay. And I can tell you that every single day in the last 7 years, I split.
Good. Well done. That's very nice. Inspiring. It's inspiring, Kannan. You know, when you
I'm going to share. Okay, so I know I've been talking. I thought I'll show you a few things. Can you see this screen?
yeah.
Okay, so this just a quick snapshot of what I've done in my life, right? So starting from 92 as a product engineer in Hindustan Motors. So then in 2000 was a big change in my life, and I became a consultant in PTC, Parametric Technology Corporation. It's an American company. The motivation for me was very simple. When I was in Hindustan Motors, the consultants in this company will visit us, and they all will be wearing Alan Solly t-shirts, Alan Solly shirt and Alan Solly tie, Alan Solly suit. They'll come in a chauffeur-driven car. So that was my dream, and I said I want to be a consultant. Very simple reason is it was silly reason actually. When I look back, I actually laugh at it. I want to wear Alan Solly. I'm not a brand ambassador. I'm just telling that was my driving factor. So how do I buy Alan Solly? I walked into a showroom in MG Road. They said the time was 2,500 rupees. I'm talking about 1992, 93, 94 time. And then shirts would cost about 1,000. My salary was 750 rupees when I started in Sun Motors. How would I afford a silk tie worth of 2,500 rupees, right? So that was my motivations. But I actually achieved my dream. I was very relentless. So the only way I could have become a consultant is by speaking good English. Good English, I had to learn right from fix my foundation. That's my philosophy of coaching even now. Fix your foundation. Your foundation needs to be really strong if you want to scale up. So that's exactly what I started doing. I started fixing my own foundation. So okay, English was most important. I need to learn how to write. I need to learn how to speak. Those days there was no ChatGPT. It's not ChatGPT. They only go to books where Reader's Digest and then Hindu editorial and dictionaries. That's it. There's no website, there's no internet, nothing. Internet, we started accessing internet, askjeeves.com, Google and all came very late. Right? So 95, 96, we didn't have internet. And then my company also didn't have internet. So that very relentless pursuit. Like if I want to achieve something, I'll put my mind and soul. I'll make sure that I go and achieve that. So that's the same attitude that I'm happy to say I'm carrying that even now. So I become a project manager and also solution architect. Big career change where I was supposed to manage a software project. I had no idea. I learned Java programming in 3 months. Where the architect quit. So I had to basically take care of the entire project. And it is for Toyota Motors. Toyota Motors, Japanese were very, very stringent about quality, very, very keen about meticulousness. They don't rush into doing things. Japanese way of style of doing things is they will not rush into doing things. They taught me patience. They taught me, becoming okay. Sometimes I've become overly perfectionist kind of an attitude, but that has its own positives and negatives. But you need to understand the balance, right? So if you can draw the balance between these two, you can definitely be successful. And then, of course, Siemens was a big jump. I moved to Pune. I was in Singapore and Spons and moved to Siemens back in 2006. I never liked doing the same job, and you can see that a lot of role changes that I've done. I started as technical training manager, started enabling people and delivering a lot of consulting project and soft skills because I started doing all those things because I want to learn soft skills. I want to be really good at writing, speaking, negotiating, communicating, competency, delivery, project management. Then, 2016 when I quit. So here you can see this is like a big change, right? The second half of my life, which is the negative split I'm talking about, because I wanted to control the second half. So 2016 is when I started the Casepit Academy. So I've done a lot of brands. I launched Ooty Ultra. So this is an ultra marathon brand that is well recognized. Ooty Ultra is one of the very popular races in South India. So this is an ultra marathon race with 15, 30, 60, and 90 kilometers distance. And then I want this to be the most sought after, most difficult ultra marathon races, most well organized. So that was the desire of quality, bring in the quality aspect, bring in the aspect of doing something good for the community. So Ooty Ultra Bison Ultra is another race that I founded in Aircard. So Ooty Ultra is now starting with 270 people. Last year I had 1,109 participants. So now it's both my races are recognized by Tamil Nadu Tourism as a tourism destination races. But then again last year I signed a MOU with the Padukone Rabbit Center for Sports Excellence in Bangalore. So where I have the ultra intense swimming club. You may see a lot of colorful things here because I like a lot of color. My life is chaotic and colorful. That's why if you see on the event logos and the brands that I choose, everything is very, very colorful. Okay, and then now I'm also into consulting on AI and ChatGPT. So anything that I see very exciting, I'll jump into it. I'll never feel bad about, okay, I was doing something really nice. They say that you need to quit when you're at the best performing, right? So you need to also learn how to give up certain things. That's what I've learned. I'll just shift focus, but if you really see 7 years it took for me to build a brand, Coach K. So that's the brand that is actually helping me drive everything that I'm doing right now. Okay, so these are some of the pictures I want to show you from my races. So this you can see back in 2011 when I started running. So this is a picture taken at the finish line of a half marathon. It's 21 kilometers. So that's me having some fun with some of my running friends. 2013 is when I did my first ultra marathon. This is like 50 kilometers. You will see a lot of running in my life. Okay. But now I'm not running so much marathons, but I make others run. I also coach. I bring in the aspect of science, motivation, knowledge. So it's pretty awesome. So this was the South African 90 kilometers. 2014, I told you that I had to abort the race, but 2015, I went and finished the race. So this was at the finish line after running 90 kilometers. See how much I'm smiling. I was so happy on that day. And then 2016, this was the last day at Siemens. This picture was taken at the reception. I said, goodbye, job, right? Then I actually went back to Comrades Marathon in 2016. I ran. So this race is uphill 1 year and downhill another year. So you run 90 kilometers by climbing mountains, go uphill. The other, the next year you'll have to go down. So I did back-to-back Comrades. So then 2016 was also a life-changing moment where I started, I got my personal trainer certifications. I want to be a coach into physical fitness training. So the ACE, American Council on Exercise, is a certification body based out of America. So through them, I did a course. Then they made first aid and CPR as mandatory training. Okay. So I attended the training one day before my daughter's birthday. And then with my wife, we both were traveling back home. We both went to buy a bicycle for her. We witnessed an accident. There was a road accident and there was a person lying down on the road. But you won't believe one day after I attended the first aid training. So it was like God has created a scenario for me to, it's like a practical workshop for me. So myself and my wife, we actually stopped the car and we rescued this person. We saved this person. We put him in an ambulance. And then this person was alive on that day. So that basically was a very life-changing moment for me because I thought if I can save somebody's life by just stopping and responding to that emergency, anybody can do that. But only thing is, in the past, I have ignored accidents. I would never stop my car. If I see road accident, I'd just drive past because there's a fear of seeing blood and then what will happen if police catches me, all this kind of fear. So then I started writing about, I wrote about my experience. And then it was a viral hit. And that's the first time I learned the word even viral. A lot of people came and commented on Facebook. They said that, oh, Kannan, you're a god. Okay, Kannan, amazing, kudos, congratulations. So while I enjoyed that attention, but I also felt very sad that, okay, if I can become a god one day, but just by helping somebody, anybody can do that. So I started driving a campaign called Be Safe, Be There to Save. So Be Safe is take care of your personal safety. I'm sure a lot of students here, they all have bike. And I can ask a very embarrassing question. How many of you wear helmets? I can guarantee you that 90% of the students may not be wearing helmet. This is a common scene that we see. Okay. So taking care, but I've also seen many students going and investing on a screen guard on a mobile phone. Okay, because mobile phones are much more precious than our soft head. So I started talking about road safety, and then I said, okay, how do I draw attention? How can I make people look at me and listen to me? And I said, okay, and the only thing that I know is I can talk, I can write, and I can also run. So I took up a campaign called 42 weeks of running 42 marathons in 42 different places. I said, okay, I'm going to run 42 kilometers. Every single week, I'll run a marathon. I'll go and talk to people. I'll stop people on the road and advise them to wear helmet. And then I'll basically talk about this wherever I go. But my wife said, okay, Kannan, nalla idea could bring it. I'm going to divorce you because I don't want a crazy husband. Okay. So if you have any other better idea, because I don't want you to kill yourself by doing all this crazy mission. So anyway, so went back and forth and finally we decided to do 42 weekend, 42 marathons, 42 different places. So that's why you can see this picture tells a story about me running with the Indian flag and also carrying this, the traffic, being a responsible road user banner here. So this was something that I started doing in multiple places, 42 different places. So this was after doing 10 months of running, this was the last day. So here you can see this boy here from the right, this is my son, and then the girl here, the red shirt is my daughter. Okay. So the entire community in my apartment, there were about 300 people came down and greeted me. They also ran with me some distance. So I finished 42 weekends of running. And then proud to say that about 13,000 people, I actually distributed pledge cards. And I also conducted first aid training for more than about 1,000, 2,000 people. So I think in the last 7, 8 years, I would have trained about 2,000 people in first aid and CPR. So here you can see that this campaign got a mention in the Limca Book of Records. I never thought that I'm doing this campaign for Limca Book of Records. So here, these are some of the moments captured during my journey of completing this. So this was the simple pledge. So drive safely, responsibly, do not drink and drive, don't jump signals, give way to rushing ambulance, rush to support accident victims, learn first aid and CPR through training, and then be safe, be there and become a good Samaritan. So it's a very powerful campaign for me personally. Transformed. I was able to help a lot of people. I was able to even today there's only one ultra marathon race in the entire world where I personally take initiative to train all the participants in first aid and CPR for 4 consecutive weeks. We offer training on the weekends. So today was the second weekend. I've got 2 more weekends before the OT Ultra. So the goal is even if I train 15 people out of 1,000 people, so that means 15 lives can be saved. So that's the part. And I am a humble request to SEEEDS. I've seen SEEEDS growing from the first student supported to today. I was so fascinated when Nivedita you mentioned about 500 plus students are benefiting from SEEDS. Really remarkable. These students are very intelligent, very smart. I have interviewed them. I've said a lot of students I really admired by their focus, their dedication, their desire to grow. I think one biggest achievement that SEEDS as an organization can achieve is to include mandatory first aid and CPR training for all the students. Make it mandatory. This is mandatory. You can earn lakhs and lakhs of rupees, but there is no price for a valuable life. Okay. So my humble request, SEEDS management should make this training mandatory for all students. Right. I'm sure the students can, they're all cracking IIT, JEE, they're scoring really good marks. But when it comes to personal safety, my view is there is not much of attention given. Somebody else will take care. That's the attitude. Okay. So this picture also is a reminder of the incident that I highlighted. So the road accident victims. So I not only helped this person and went out of my way to raise money. So we raised about 5,56,365 rupees within 10 days time just to help this accident victim. Because why? Because I was very determined to help. Number two, I was able to tell a very powerful story through my, if I look back and I'm not even able to believe that I was able to tell a story at that time because I was a person, very shy kid from Ooty, very shy person. Tamil பேச தெரியும் வேற எந்த லாங்குவேஜும் தெரியாது. Then I feel very happy that the last 7 years of my relentless pursuit to learn something new had helped me communicate the story. So we continue to do that. So 2017, 18, I started running ultra marathons and I would do 110 kilometers, 80 kilometers, 90 kilometers. So this is one night race in Javadu Hills. This was my longest. 2018, I went completely crazy. I ran a 100-mile race between Jaisalmer and Longewala. It's through the desert. Okay, so this is probably at 130th kilometer where you see how energetic I'm. Of course, it is not very easy to run ultra. I'm not here to tell everybody to run ultra marathon, but you have to do something that is going to test your character. It could be job, it could be helping others, or it could be a sports, or it could be படிப்பா கூட இருக்கலாம். And it has to do something good to others. Okay. So 2019, so this is the Muti Ultra, and the race director is kind of addressing. So 2019 was really good. I had some 800 people coming. This is the Bison Ultra, so you can see. So this was inside a coffee plantation. So my job is to create an experience, which is very memorable because I've gone through a transformation in my life through running and endurance and sports. And through my experience as an engineer, as a diploma, mechanical engineer, software engineer, program manager. So I want to create some beautiful experience. So that's how I created these brands. So here you can see this 2022 at the end of Ooty Ultra. It's a massive project. Ooty Ultra is an extremely complicated race with 1,100 people coming. So this was the COVID year. We came back. And then look at the number of people who came to support me. So this was my crew. So we were celebrating at the end of the race. And last year, Ooty Ultra was taken to the next level. You can see Mr. Mas Subramaniam. He came as a chief guest. He also ran 30 kilometers. So this was the flag off at 6 o'clock. History of Nilgiri district. First time there were 1,200 people in the boathouse waiting to run an ultra marathon race. It was really, a goosebump moment for me personally for putting together a race like this. But then we do community projects. Now. I've started supporting a small community. There's a village called Keturai in Ooty, and we've decided to build a play park for them. That's like another marathon because it's a simple goal. We need to raise 5 lakhs. I personally contributed 1 lakh last year. But then 1 year later, we are only 1.35 lakhs. So this year, we want to contribute another lakh. So it's like an ultra marathon for me. How can I really motivate a community to come and contribute to develop something so beautiful? Okay, so it's a challenge. Every time I pick up a new fight with a new challenge, and then it becomes really an amazing journey for me. Okay, and then of course this is my AI initiatives. I do some consulting, but then the COVID-19 was a beautiful transformation point, right? And I said, okay, I'm going to learn something new because I want to fix my foundation. So I can always go back to doing the IT job. There's no harm in doing IT job. I'm not against IT job, but I had an ego issue because 2016 when I quit, I said, okay, I'm not going to go back. I want to do something very unique, very different, and it's like a one-way street. I'm not going to look back. Even என்னதான் கஷ்டம் வந்தாலும் சரி, I'll not go back to an industry and work as an employee. So COVID time was very testing. 2020, I had 70 people in my academy. I was coaching. And then within 4 months, almost 60 of them left the academy. So I was left with only 10 people because they paid the subscription only 2 months back. And then they were going to stay with me for one more year. So that was really testing time. So I was slightly demotivated at that time. But then, okay, how can I use this as an opportunity to do something else? So that's when I decided to do my master's. Okay, so all these ups and downs, you see that these are all the various modules that I did in the sports science domain. And then my final thesis, it was all the hooray moment when I actually published my paper. It's a research work done on endurance runners. It's a beautiful journey, I'm telling you. It was not easy, but yeah, I picked a fight. Okay. Yeah, so that's where we are. I can keep on talking, but I'm not sure if, yeah.
Thank you for sharing this, Kannan. It was really beautiful. The amount of hard work, the commitment, the determination, and especially I love the fact that, when you said the improvement or, how you mastered your English language completely changed you as a person. I think
Absolutely.
that's what our students need as well, because they all have it. They all have everything. They're intelligent, they're smarter than us, they're very clever. And I think and also it's not just about, it could be anything. If you're dreaming something, if you just have to dream for a thing and you just have to put all your 100%. Now, I always feel that universe will always support you, whatever you do, if you do all the hard work, you're committed to do it. And it was I'm really glad that I brought you into, for you to talk with us. And it's inspiring. I don't think it's just for me and just for the kids, for the students, it's for myself as well. Thank you so much, Kannan.
It's really awesome to see them. I'm not saying that he developed English as a language, right? So it can be any language. Become very strong in communication
No,
aspect.
what I meant was, sorry, because we need English for any kind of,
You need that. Yeah, you cannot ignore the fact that English can be, you cannot brush aside and say that I'm not
exactly. And I've always considered English is not a knowledge; it's just a mere communication tool.
Absolutely.
I don't think English has, people who speak English to be much more intelligent than people who doesn't know. It's not that, it's about just the communication tool. But unfortunately, the system is in such a way that we need that tool to communicate and to improve or, to succeed, to be successful in whatever we need to. So I think, yeah, it's really great. I just want to ask.
The one thing that we, at least my generation, I'm sure Ramakrishnan is much probably slightly older in terms of the generation, he can relate to that, is we did not have anything given to us in a platter. Okay, when I say platter, it could be as simple as a ChatGPT, right? We didn't have ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT, by the way. I use ChatGPT to enhance my speed, enhance better communication, structure, organize my thoughts, do research. A lot of reasons, right? It's not like, okay, just go ask ChatGPT, copy, paste, and it's not going to work like that, There's always discussion about, can ChatGPT replace coaches? Can ChatGPT replace doctors? Can ChatGPT replace lawyers? Something like that. But art of deliberate practice, which is very, very true for sports. If you have to develop a skill, you must deliberately practice to get the piano note. Let's say if you want to play one note in piano, C note, and then you play that 1,000 times, 10,000 times, wherever that note is played, you will be able to recognize. Now, that's what music, the power of music and deliberate practice is all about. So there's no shortcut here. All these tools are going to only enhance you to the next level. It's going to take you to the next level, but you have to go work continuously, stay grounded, work hard. It's always easy. There's so many distractions. I feel very sorry for the kids of the generation. I've got two children of my own. My son is doing his undergrad studies in the US. My daughter is doing 11th. So many thousand different ways they can fail because there's so many distractions. We didn't have that kind of distraction. Only distraction is going out and playing. In Ooty, we used to go and climb trees. பக்கத்து வீட்டில் இருக்கிற plums மரத்துல எப்படா இந்த பழம் ரெட் ஆகும்னு சொல்லி பார்த்துட்டே இருப்போம். அதை போய் அடிச்சுட்டு வந்துருவோம். காயாகும் போதே அடிச்சுட்டு வந்துருவோம். So this is what entertainment for us. I feel very sorry for the kids who are not exercising or not going out. They're kind of locked to Instagrams and, I'm not against that, but can you balance this out, right? So I think these are all monsters that they are battling right now. I'm sure students here, they are very smart, they are very focused, but then how can you develop something that is going to come with you throughout your life? See, one thing, well-researched topic in the sports domain is kids, children, and adolescents, young adults, let's say from 12, 13, 14, up to 18, if they are active in their life, they're playing, they're moving, they're enjoying, they're trekking, they're running, they're going to be active throughout the life. Okay, because you're shaping your personality at this age is really important. At the age of 18, 19, whatever personality that you shape is exactly going to come with you for the rest of the life. Okay, so this was a picture when the delegates from my university came down to the Padukone Academy, and then I'm actually working with them. So I do paper corrections, I do review their research papers. Now I was a student, and then now I'm also supporting them as a grader. It's pretty awesome. The kind of opportunities are very, very encouraging. It throws open. You do something, you suddenly see that the world is different after a year. Really beautiful that way. See, this was the first time we went to Kennedy Space Center back in 2008, right? So then failure is an option, right? So it's all given to us, but NASA says failure is not an option, but I believe failure is an option if you opt for it. Okay, so if you want failure, of course you can choose failure, right? But do you really want to fail? Okay, but every action that we do, it needs to be designed so that we are foolproof, fail-proof. That is really important.
Hi, is Ramakrishnan uncle, are you still here? Do you want to say a few words? Uncle? Maybe he's, yeah. Does any of the students want to ask any question? Keshava Priya has messaged, she's put in the chat group, Kannan. She says,
okay.
I learned from you, so speaking skill, making your base strong. Be patient, whatever you're going to learn. Don't give up. Once fail, just restart, be focused, taking care of yourself. Instead of investing in unwanted thing, invest in safety thing. Really, I am inspired about your responsibilities among people. Your experience is fascinating and it was so useful to us. Your determination is so inspiring, sir.
Very, very nice. I'm really honored by the speed at which somebody can focus and also grab something from the fear. I'm really satisfied that there's one person speaking out here. I'm really happy. Good job, Keshava Priya. Thank you.
I think I'm sure everyone இங்க இருக்கிற எல்லாரும் definitely நீங்க சொன்னது கேட்டிருப்பாங்க. It's just they all கொஞ்சம் shy to speak.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing. உங்களை மாதிரி நானும் கஷ்டப்பட்டிருக்கேன் நிறைய. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு குரூப்ல ஏதாவது கேள்வி கேட்டா என்ன நினைப்பாங்க, ஏதாவது தப்பா சொல்லிடுவோமோ, அந்த மாதிரி பயம் இருக்கும். அப்படியே ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு பட்டர்ஃப்ளை உள்ள ஓடிட்டு இருக்கும் ஸ்டமக்குள்ள.
That's true.
But there are a lot of tools and techniques available. The one thing that I've learned which stuck to my mind always is fake it. Fake it. Okay. Fake it. You fake that you are the most confident person in the class. You fake that you can do this. Okay. You fake that you can ask this question. Okay. And the bio non poidu. You have to think that, okay, I'm the best person. I know I'm the knowledgeable person. Because if I'm given the opportunity, do you think, okay, do you know what is the biggest fear? Biggest fear that I was having before I started everything, stage fear. Stage fear. Stage fear. So the only way I could get out of stage fear is to find opportunity to get on the stage. I will go and search for those opportunities so that I can get on the stage. I will shiver and I'll do some shabby job. I'll come back and hit my head 10 times. But then one person will come and say, hey, Kannan, someone is needed, right? So one person amongst all the 1,000 people who saw you, they came and appreciate you. That gives you confidence. So you need to be surrounded by friends who will be both appreciative of what you're doing good. At the same time, they're also a good critique. They need to tell you what you're not doing good. If your friends are not telling you what you're not doing good, they're not good friends. I can tell you right now. You need those critics in your life. Absolutely, you need those critics in life, and they are basically going to help you grow and scale up in your life. But for me, I can tell you, my forces in my life. This is my lovely family. So you can see my wife, Meera, Anjali, Aditya. So they are all over the place. The last 7 years, I bombarded them with all kind of business problems. I'll bring all kind of challenges that I have with dealing with my clients. Everybody is involved in this journey. And then they're so beautiful that they come and help me. The day I finish my long run and I come home, my daughter will come bring a nice lemonade. Okay, my son will say that, can I massage you up? Okay, my wife will say that, no, she'll sacrifice the weekend, family trip that we have planned. So they're really amazing. Family is everything for me. And, they are two lovely children. My wife is going to second innings. This is another inspiring story. Okay, so she'll not talk about this because 22 years she did not work. She had a master's degree, but she said, I'm going to focus on raising children. Then she's got an IT job now. She's doing extremely, extremely well. Okay. Okay, there's a question from Understanding. That's wonderful. On this journey, really inspired. How to ready body for marathon race, how to start. Okay, so it's very simple. இப்போ daily உங்களோட routine என்னன்னு பாருங்க. Okay, let's say exercise கிடையாது. Exercise there is no time. So then you need to set aside 10 minutes. Can I run in the morning? First thing in the morning, can I get up? I'll go for a brisk walk, and if possible, I'll run 10 minutes. So that bringing that habit of running every single day has to become part of your life. Okay. Because only then you can think about running a marathon, because running a marathon is the hardest thing to do. I always jokingly say that if you're a health seeker, go for a brisk walk every day, 30 minutes. If you're a health seeker, you want to have a good heart, good mind, there are a lot of health benefits when you're walking. But if you're slightly crazy, go run a 5 kilometers. Okay, if you want to be a little more crazy, do a 10-kilometer running. But if you want to be a half idiot, do a half marathon running. If you want to be a complete idiot, go do a full marathon. If you want to do an become an ultra idiotic person, do a ultra marathon. So why do I say ultra idiotic thing? Because you're punishing your body by running an ultra marathon. But the experience that you're going to gain, nobody can teach you in any university. It is going to tell you who you are as a person, because it'll basically you're going to go through the physical, mental, psychological, and spiritual transformation. When you run, when you endure pain and suffering, I'm not saying that, okay, you have to go and do pain and suffering, you need to go seek for it. But when you run, when you do cycling, when you do running, when you do hiking, when you do swimming, long distances. So you're basically going through a fatigue. You can get better with that. Okay. So this is my team members. My academy, I coach, and sometimes they also bring their family. It's fun. A lot of fun On the weekends, we play, we run, we have fun, we take on this kind of, Instagram reel and pictures. It's part of my journey. It's really amazing. So I've got, I don't know how we are doing with the time, but I want to basically summarize this whole thing by 6 takeaways. And I want to give the six of the key learnings to this wonderful community of SEEEDS. So can you just go over that?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
Kannan.
See, the first thing is the brand you. What you're developing is the brand, right? So for me, it's Coach K. Okay. It could be, I see a name, it could be Jibika, Oppo A5. I like that brand. That looks like not a person's name, right? So that's a phone name. So please change it, right? So you need to confidently say what your name is. Okay. So that brand is what because that's the only identity we have. Kannan is the only identity that we all have. We will recognize even when we are in deep sleep. In my home, if somebody comes and says Jibika, nobody will wake. If somebody says Kannan, I'll get it. Because that's identity. So that brand needs standards. Why do you buy a Oppo phone? Why do we buy an iPhone? Because the brand has certain qualities. So ask this question, what is your brand? Okay. So you will get the answer. So set standards for the brands and then try to go for it. Learning is absolutely important. Learning is something that can never cease. Have I figured out everything in life? Absolutely no. I want to learn drums. I want to play music. I want to play piano. I want to go hike. I've got a lot of dreams now. So there's a time. There's a time and dedication. You can learn something new. So learning has to be part of your life. The third important thing is you must have a serious hobby. Playing cricket is not a hobby. Okay. Unless you can talk about cricket, you can play well, you know the facts, you know the figures, you know the nuances of the sport, you know the technical aspect, then it becomes a hobby. Is it playing cricket weekend with your friend is not a hobby. So hobby is something that you cannot stop thinking about it. That's exactly happened when I started running. When I started coaching, when I started teaching, that became a hobby. I said, I want to be the best coach in my life. It's like every time I'm thinking about how can I be a best coach? Can I emulate? Can I copy? Can I copy from other good coaches? Can I copy from coaches or somebody who I don't like and not do those things? Okay, you can run, you can hike, you can play. You must have a serious hobby. If it's a serious hobby, then you will know. Your friends will identify that. You ask your friends, they'll tell you what's your hobby. Instagram reel or the okay, so that's not a hobby. And first, I'm not against that. Okay, if we can balance it out with your studies, we can balance it out with your hobby, we can balance it out with your knowledge, then it's a good hobby. The third thing is take care of your parents. This is a very important, and I can proudly say that I took care of my parents. My mom, I couldn't take care of her because I didn't know she had some illness. I was very young at that time. I had to lose her. But my dad is with me till the last day. He is no more, but I still remember him. I still remember the amount of care and love and affection that he shared with me. Oh, we used to fight a lot. All parents and children, especially during my growing years, I used to fight. I used to hate my dad. But then at one point in time, when I became a parent, that's when I realized the importance of what he was trying to do. Okay. I think if you have that appreciation now, you don't need to wait till you become 30 years to appreciate your parents. Please take care of your parents. They deserve much more than what they are probably going through now. Okay. Be safe. Be there to say your personal safety is important. So that means SEEDS. If you're a SEED student, then you must be wearing a helmet wherever you go. Please lock it. Don't buy this, 50 rupees sati that you get in, some cheap stores. Buy a good quality. So that's your brand, you, right? So go back and tell, okay, is this brand represent me? You don't need to buy a 15,000 rupees fancy helmet. Any helmet which is functional, which is going to save your life, but then learn first aid and CPR. So that's the be there to save aspect. And the last thing is give back to the society. I'm sure all the 500 of you have deserved good recognition by SEEDS. They're giving you, they're supporting you. And I'm sure this is going to make you better in your life. You're going to start making money. You need to set aside some money. It's not money all the time, but time. Time is much more critical. It's easy to give money, but can you give time to somebody who needs your time? With that, I would like to stop here. I think this is really an awesome experience for me to share. I hope it was so useful, Nivedita. I'll be happy to take any
It
questions.
was really amazing. Thank you so much, Kannan. It was a pleasure
See,
having.
this picture was taken in the desert between Jaisalmer and Longivana, around 145th kilometer. Okay,
Wow.
and there's nobody there. So I kept all my running gear. I kept the camera, and I was taking all kind of. I was going crazy on that because the first time experience running for 29 hours a day and a night to reach my destination of
Wow.
running 160 kilometers. It is really awesome.
Amazing. Wonderful journey, Kannan, and thank you for sharing your journey with us. And I think I've learned a lot, and I think our students, I'm glad they've come up with questions and stuff. It was really good. And there's Pavitra also. There's a message. Thank you, sir. Your session was so inspiring and motivating. Those insights will really help me to chase my dream. That's from Pavitra.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much, Kannan. I hope we'll have another session again soon on, some other topic, because you have a huge experience, life experience is what I call. And
No, so my request is I want to kind of get into a small focus group, because generally I like to talk. It's like watching a movie versus directing a movie, two different things, right? So there's 66 to, I think there were about 70
They
to
were
80 people.
They were
So
98 in the beginning. They were
okay.
like, I think because
Okay,
they all.
no, I want to give more time. I want to give more time. It could be a small group of people if they are interested in running or if they are interested in AI. I'm willing to contribute to any aspect of the development. The only request is if you can probably brainstorm some ideas and we can probably form small groups. I'll be really
I
happy to
will.
contribute to the development. Yeah.
I will message in the group, Kannan. I will see if there's anyone interested. We can make a form a group, and they can keep in touch with you. You could have small group sessions with them, and yeah, it'll be really nice.
Really awesome.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot
very
for
much.
spending your weekend with us for your Sunday. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I must thank Jaykumar for introducing me to all this wonderful group and community. He's been an awesome friend. I kind of lost in touch with him after he moved away from me in the Sun Motors, but then I went and looked for him thanks to Google at that time. So I picked his profile, then we kind of gotten back to admiring each other's work after many years. So and I'm sure he's played a big role in setting up SEEEDS, and he's really an awesome friend that I've ever had. So thanks to him too, and thanks, Mr. Ramakrishnan, for your wishes. And yeah, all the work that you're doing is very inspiring, and I'll be happy to contribute any which way.
Thank you. And we have our admissions season soon, so I think I will give you a call, Kannan, when we need you. Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Vanakkam. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.